Hi, ladies. I wanted to share like something just short, unbelievable, amazing stories that is truly from God in heaven. And so it's going to be like different things, events that may have happened in my life or my family's life or my mom or my life or my mom's life. So for me, I would just say I think I was about 13 or 12 at the time. And I used to go and spend a night over my aunt Annette's house when my cousin was really very little. She was a little bitty girl. She was, I think, almost one. And I felt at the time when I was at my aunt's house that all my aunt wanted me to do was help her clean up all the time. And I used to say like a negative thing like, "Oh, you treat me like a maid, and I'm not a maid." And so I remember talking to my aunt. My aunt was like, "No, I just really need your help." And I used to feel like, no, I feel like my aunt is treating me like a maid, and I don't want to be a maid. And I was like a teenager. I was very young at the time, and I said, I'm going to get home. I'm going to wait till she go to sleep, and then I'm going to go home. Now, normally when I would go home, my aunt would go to sleep, or I would go in the bathroom and pretend like I'm using the restroom. I was doing something very disobedient and bad, and I would climb out the window at 9 o'clock at night and then go home. That's what I used to do. Well, this one night, I wanted my aunt to be asleep because my aunt started getting wind of what I was doing. Because I did it so many times, she was like, "I'm not going to go to bed until you come out of that bathroom." Well, finally, she fell asleep, and it was 12 o'clock at night. And I said, "I'm still going home," and I climbed out the window, and I was about a block away from my home, and this man drove up. He said, "What are you doing out here?" I said, "I'm going home." He said, "Well, you shouldn't be out here." He said, "Let me give you a ride home. Make sure you make it home, okay?" I said, "Well, I'm okay. I'm about a block away from my house." He said, "No, no, no. You need to get in the car so I can give you a ride home. You, a young lady like your age, you shouldn't be out here." I said, "No, I'm about a block away from my home." And this man got out of the car, and he said he changed. It was from being very nice to being very mean. "You're going to get in the car and you're going to do what I say so when I get you in the car." So I picked up a rock because that's all I knew is growing up, pick up a rock, throw it at the person's car window and then break. I said, "If you come any closer, I'm going to take this rock and throw it through your window." And the man started having like this fear on his face. It was like he was scared half to death. But what he did is he wasn't looking at me when he had fear on his face. He was looking behind me, up high, like it was a tall person behind me. And I remember that night like it was yesterday. And the only thing came to my mind was that had to be God's guardian angels because they're so tall. And that man ran in his car, and as he was running in his car, he kept looking up behind me like he saw someone. And I didn't even bother to look behind me. I said, "I know what that is. That's God's guardian angel behind me." And I put the rock down, and the man took off. He flew out of there like something was after him. And I was a block away from my home, and I got home, and I knocked on the door, and I said, "Mom." And my mom came downstairs. "You hopped out of your aunt's window again." She said, "This is going to be the last time you're going to do that, or I'm going to whoop your tail." And that was the last time I hopped out of my aunt's window. But I felt like I needed that lesson because something could have happened to me. But God definitely protected me that night, and He made sure that I didn't do that anymore. And when I would go over to my aunt's house after that, I told her I'm not going to hop out the window. I'm going to walk out the front door in the daytime when it's time for me to go home, and I'm not going to leave earlier than I should. So I just wanted to share that story and just tell you that angels are watching over you. Believe in that because the angel watched over me, giggling because I'm happy about this story. And and angel watched over me that night, and I was just really thankful to God in heaven. Thank you so much, God, for that. And have a blessed day. I just wanted to share that story and just say angels are real.